the discrimination, the murders that we see on the news on a daily basis against our community members. As I said, they are our community members. The LGBTQI community are not the others. They are part of us. Whether you are cisgender, we are all part of the human community. Therefore, as now some of us, we are suffering that discrimination on a daily basis. It could be from us as students, when you walk in the corridors, the way they look at you, the comments they make when you enter the bathroom. They say, oh, this one is gay. I'm not going to stay in the bathroom with him as a man. Then I go out. We don't want those kind of culture within the university. Hence, we are here, colleagues, to engage.
Okay, number 3, what is gender identity? Is it A, what your brain tells you you are?
Normal. Sex is normal. Not binary. Sex is normal. Okay. Sexual orientation. We're going to break down sex in terms of male-female, in terms of gender male-female, and we're going to find out exactly what is in the unisex, okay? Unisex, have you ever seen a unisex toilet? A unisex toilet, it means it's for both men and women. Have you seen unisex clothes? Yes. Unisex clothes are for both men and women, right? So when you see something unisex, it's for men and women. And even you can make something unisex. You don't have to buy it for them to tell you. Ne? So if you are like a tough brother, and then you like your mother's blouse, you have made that blouse unisex. You've made it for both men and women. Nobody must tell you that you're wearing girls' clothes. Okay? You've got the power to make things unisex. And now we're going to break down what is sex, what is gender identity, what is sexual orientation. Your sex is your anatomy. It is what is in your panty, what is in your underwear, what is in your bra, what is inside your womb, your testicles. That is your sex. It's different from your gender. Because your gender is in your brain. It's what you decide you are. In the previous question in the survey, your gender, your brain tells you that you are a man or a woman or both or none, right? Because it's how you think. This is why we have transgender people, because their brain is telling you that, yes, I've got this vagina, but I'm a boy. My brain is telling me my gender, right? There's also intersex, because we don't just have two sexes. We've got vaginas, penises, and intersex organs. Has anybody heard of the intersex organ? You have, ne? There are 19 different types of an intersex organ. When you are born as a baby, the doctor looks, they're not sure. What is it? Okay, they don't know. Intersex, it could be the tiniest penis. It could be the biggest clit. They're not sure. Right? So now, I did not bring pictures because you need to look up intersex. Ne? Sometimes even inside, you can have your ovaries and your testes. You can make someone pregnant, you can get pregnant. And then I asked the question, is that wise? Is that a good idea? Should I get pregnant, get someone pregnant, and just be multiple, doing double things, right? And then the doctor that I asked, who actually is available to make the questions, we can't answer them, Dr. Nosana, she's a specialist in gender sexuality and gender identity. She said the reason why sometimes they will take out either the ovaries or the testes is only because of your health and how you want to live your life, right? Because if you've got an intersex organ, it's not an abnormal organ. It's a perfectly working, normal intersex organ that can get erect if it wants to get erect, it can get wet if it wants to get wet. They mustn't say you've got a faulty something. You've got a perfectly functional intersex organ, multiple capabilities. And that is a sex, like that. If you're not ready for sex, be celibate, abstain, be asexual, stay there. Nobody must force you, okay? But if you're asexual, it doesn't mean that you don't want to fall in love. Maybe you want hugs and kisses. Doesn't mean you can't. You're romantic asexual. Ne? Okay. A performance artist that cross-dresses. If you are a cross-dresser, you don't need to be gay or transgender to dress as the opposite sex. You are performing. I remember in the history, there were no women allowed on stage. So the men used to cross-dress, because D-R-A-G means dress as a girl. Ne? There isn't really an opposite for dress as a boy. There's no drag. I don't know why it's problematic to me. So yes, if you're a drag artist, and you can be a drag artist for idols, like Somizi. We all know Somizi is a gay man, but he can perform, he can be... Right. He can be, he can just be larger than life. He's being an artist, he's dressing as a girl. Right? Yes. Butch femme, you can be a man and be butch. You don't have to be a woman to be like a butch woman. Butch and masculine means the same thing, right? It's just that masculine energy that you have. You know, some even men, they vary in their butchness, they vary in their masculinity. So the woman, you know, that fluctuates. So if somebody calls you femme and you are a man, you know, doesn't mean that you're soft, it doesn't mean that you're weak, you know? It's just the quality, you know? Who doesn't want to have a nice flavor, many ingredients, you know? That's all that is. So it's not just about like that, right? There's different ways to express things. So you can express it with makeup, you can express it with clothes, you can express it with your voice. Does your voice get deeper when you talk to a girl you like?
Yeah, it does.
Okay? You just go like, you express a lot, you talk, don't change about you, Georgia. It's not just for LGBTI to gender express, you know? So even if, for example, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the transgender community, you can take hormones that can suppress certain parts of your chromosomes and increase other parts, right? You don't have to want to change to the opposite sex to take hormones. Maybe even me, I'm a girl, I agree I'm a girl, but maybe I've got too much girl. I want to put in a little ounce of testosterone, feel a little back to where I want to be. Because that's how I want to feel. So you will be surprised at how much LGBTI stuff crosses into the heterosexual world. And we must embrace that, right? It's not like if somebody, you know, sometimes I've heard men say, oh, don't be gay. Like as if like you're insulting somebody. I think that you should start taking that as a compliment. Ne? We should not use certain words that are going to make other people feel bad and confuse the issue, you know? But we understand gender expression? And even your pronoun is your gender expression, right? You can gender express by saying no. And you can hear sometimes with feminine gay men, right? They'll be, hey girl, to each other, two men. But I express that away. And what does queer mean? Okay, queer is, we were talking LGBTI. You don't have to say LGBTI, you can say queer community. It all means the same thing. It's an umbrella term for the whole LGBTI, but even me, just by myself, standing here, just one, I can be queer, only here, right? But the word queer, we've taken it back. It used to be an ugly word. Ne? If some of you follow films from the 70s and 60s, if somebody was called queer in a movie from that time, they were insulting them, they were calling them a dangerous, pervert, criminal. Ne? So queer queers were always depicted as murderers, as people that are gonna slice your skin and things, horrible things. So we took it back, we're like, I'm queer, I'm fabulous, I'm queen, fantastic. And then now everybody is queer, the entire LGBTQI, right?